I heard from 60 Vision and hey Tony, what's up, brother? Said what? I know. Hey, look, tax tax collector said all county officials use real estate smoke, but them tell I had it. Bless your heart. I'm gonna tell mama y'all been mean. Doing good. Y'all all right?
Good evening, everyone. This is the agenda for the Quorum Court Committee meeting tonight, September the 5th. We'll start with roll call. AG.
There. Judge, may I ask a question? What you did,
May I finish this and then you can ask. Reginald Adams.
Yeah.
Byrd.
Present.
Carroll.
Yeah.
Dumas.
Here.
Gaddy.
Here.
Harden.
Here. Why are we taking a group roll call and having committee reports for individual committees? I mean, we're taking roll call for individual committee meetings, and you are acting as if you are orchestrating or orchestrating the meetings rather than the chairpersons.
Justice Carroll, you know, we've done this way for years. I find it strange that you ask that now. All I'm doing is just calling the roll. That's what I do, call the roll, and then the report of the committees, and I turn it over to the chairs, and that's what I'm doing.
But I'm asking, that hasn't always been the way we've done it. And if the committees are individual committees, they're subsets of them.
Hand that down to Justice
I'm not understanding why
Holcomb.
we're having a single roll call for all the committees. And I'm looking at the agenda, that's not the agenda I came prepared for.
Okay, Justice Carroll. I now turn it over to the chairs, and the first will be Human Resource.
Before we get started, let me just say something real quick. He hadn't broke off. This is a statement to the full Quorum Court.
You can Justice Holcomb.
When we started this year off, all year long we've been told that we can't pass anything until we have a rules of procedure ordinance in place. We passed the rules of procedure ordinance, and that rules of procedure ordinance that's in place right now is what's being utilized to pass legislation for the past 2 or 3 months. Now, one side is for it, one side was against it, but both sides are using it to pass legislation. However, we have one side that does not want to adhere to the rules of the rules of procedure ordinance. And what I find fascinating is that we're always coming to a meeting with 2 different agendas. Now, the rules of procedure ordinance states that the agenda shall come out of the county clerk's office. So we have offices submitting submissions to the county clerk's office as well as JP's. and we have an agenda that comes out of the county clerk's office, but then when we come to the committee meeting or the quorum court meeting, there's a separate agenda that comes out of the county judge's office. The whole purpose for moving it was because that elected officials were having trouble getting things on the agenda. Now, I came here for the agenda that came out of the county clerk's office. I didn't come for this agenda from the judge's office. Now, if we need to step aside and not participate in these meetings that are scheduled here for 5:30 and we have our finance meeting after this, we can do that. Or we can just take the agenda that came out of the county clerk's office and the items that the judge needs added to our agenda. But what I don't think is fair is that we have one office holding the agenda and keeping everything else off of it. So we need to figure out which agenda we're going to use here and not force it on the full quorum court. So there needs to be some type of discussion or a vote or something of what agenda we're going by, because the majority of us don't agree with this agenda that I see on the screen. However, I don't think anyone in here would have a problem with adding these items to the agenda that came out of the county clerk's office.
Sure. Justice Holmes is in your hand.
Okay. My goodness, look like we're falling like flies here.
We're going to talk about which agenda we're going with.
I'm talking about what's on my agenda. That's not part of my discussion. You'll have to work that out with the county judge.
So which agenda
You're
we're
not
going
on my
by?
committee, so I'm not recognizing you to speak during my committee.
Oh, that's what we're doing again?
Yeah, that's what we're doing again. Okay, we're calling to order. Mr. Jackson is not here tonight. He's on our committee.
It's committee meetings anyway. It's not a full court meeting. It's a committee meeting. Anyway.
Yeah, well,
So we just have to meet committees.
yeah.
Everything they have is finance committee.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be short one though, aren't we?
You can appoint.
Okay. Appropriation ordinance to provide appropriation orders to fund county general buildings is the first item on the agenda.
Move we pass that on to finance committee with a due pass.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we got one, two. Who all voted aye? Raise your hand. Yep. And we got one no. Okay, appropriation orders to provide appropriation to fund 1,000 county judge buildings.
Move we pass it to the finance committee with a due pass.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Third item on the agenda, appropriation orders to add 4 slots to the county road department.
Pass it on to the full court with a due pass, with the finance committee
We have a
with a due pass.
motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 yeas, one
One
nay.
no.
Appropriation ordinance to provide a transfer and appropriation of funds within Fund 1808 Environmental Enforcement Officer.
Move we pass it to the finance committee with a due pass.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? An appropriation ordinance to fund 3008 County Library.
Move.
Have a motion approved and move it to the
Finance committee.
Finance Committee with due pass. Have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Last item on the agenda, appropriation ordinance to provide transfer and appropriation of funds within Fund 2000 County Road.
Move we pass it on to finance committee with a due pass.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Have 4 ayes, 1 no. It carries. And that concludes my committee. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the first time through, we just wanted to. Hey.
So the one that we had all the notebooks for the road department and the judges,
Do what now?
for the road department
Yeah.
Yes.
and the judges, okay. 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 The judicial committee, we have one item, an appropriation ordinance to provide and transfer and appropriation of funds within Fund 1000 County General 6th Division to create Fund 1906 Jefferson County Peer Support and amend DHS and Jefferson County grant amount on 2022 ordinance.
Well, we pass it to the finance committee with a due pass.
Second.
Question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that is, all right.
Okay.
You can just say.
Yeah.
Don't have. Okay, the finance committee will be postponed as we don't have enough members to carry on business, so we are adjourned.
Judge Robinson, can I get a comment from you?